Hello, Minister Farrakhan. I'm Karen Hawkins with the Associated Press.
Yes, ma'am.
Wondering if I can get your response to these reports that Gaddafi has been hurting his own people or attacking his own people. You know, that was President Obama's reason for intervening. What's your response to that?
Well, why didn't they intervene when Bush was hurting his own people? See, you all are always looking out for an enemy, and you're romancing an enemy every day. Gaddafi didn't have no stimulus package that robbed you of your wealth. Gaddafi didn't help Goldman Sachs and Lehman Brothers and all the Wall Street thieves rob the American people of their wealth. How in the hell can you look over there and see an enemy and don't see one that is robbing you blind under your very nose? And by the way, a lot of American people feel that Barack is hurting the American people. And they're making a move now to make sure he's just a one-term president. Thank God for this form of democracy where it is not open rebellion, but you're going to see that too. See, Wisconsin was just a seed. The union's just a seed. Let me tell you something. You think it's some black Muslims that you got problems with? You got problems with your well-armed militia that hate your government. And they'll tell you right now, when they went to the Tea Party with their gun on their hip, we come in peace this time. What did they mean by that? Those are the people you need to question. Because Gaddafi can't get across the Atlantic Ocean to do you no harm. And if he did harm to his people, he has to answer for that. Everybody has to answer for their crimes. Okay, last question. Oh, Brother Baghdadi, yes, sir. Arab Journal. Brother Muwakil, you don't have a question for your little brother? Yes, sir.
Ali Baghdadi from the Arab Journal. I have two questions.
Yes, sir.
The first thing, the United States says that they are there to save Muslim lives. How could they convince the Muslim world that is true when the Muslims throughout the world saw what America did to Iraq, what America is doing right now in Afghanistan, and what America is doing now in Pakistan? According to Paul Craig Roberts, who was deputy of the Treasury at the time of Reagan, recently he wrote that 4 million people were killed in Iraq starting from April 19.
I know that's true.
Through wars and through sanctions.
I know that's true.
That's the first question. The second question, they are enforcing no-fly zone over Libya. Why didn't the United States enforce no-fly zone over little Gaza with 2 million people when Israel leveled Gaza to the ground? They destroyed hospitals, universities, schools, apartment buildings, everything inside. The same thing happened in 06 when Israel invaded southern Lebanon. For 33 days, the most sophisticated war machinery in the world, provided by the United States, leveled southern Lebanon to the ground. Why didn't they use the no-fly zone?
Thank you. Great questions. Now, to all the media, listen. To my friends in the media, I want you to listen to me. He raised a question that you can answer. When jet planes, helicopter gunships went into Gaza, dropping phosphorus bombs, and other anti-personnel weapons, cluster bombs. Condoleezza Rice, George W. Bush, the American people under this government looked the other way. And what was Bush's response? They had a right, Israel had a right to defend itself because Hamas was shooting rockets into uninhabited parts of Israel. And they may have killed 1 or 2 people. But Israel went in with the force of arms made in America and leveled Gaza, killing men, women, children, bombing schools, hospitals, mosques. Even the UN building was destroyed. Now tell me something, media members. Do you think if there was real humanitarian concern that that would not have come out when a slaughter like that was going on? See, anytime a devil, and listen. See, devils are so knowledgeable of the nature of the righteous. It's like that tree in the book of Genesis. Eat everything but that tree that has the knowledge of good and evil. That's a man. Trees don't have knowledge of good and evil. It's a human being that has a nature of evil but knows the nature of good. So he can come among the righteous with a good thing and deceive them and then turn them into doing evil and make evil fair seeming. Now watch what I'm saying. That's a demon. Have they turned Brother Barak? Skillful. Look at all the things he wanted to do. And look at the things that he's been blessed to do. And look at where they're backing him now into a corner to put a black face on a war with Islam. There's a lot of blood on Barak's hands right now. The drone bombs in Pakistan that are killing so-called insurgents, but collateral damage of many innocent civilians. They're dropping bombs, these drones, in Yemen. They're dropping bombs like this in Somalia. That's right. So while they look like they're so noble, if you really knew what your CIA does, no, they don't. The American people are ignorant of the foreign policy of their government. Don't you ever think that they knew, because if they knew, they would rise up. If they hang around me long enough, they're gonna know, and they will rise up against the wickedness of their own government. So the second question was, I think, what was that second? Oh yeah, the no-fly zone. Right? No, they can't convince nobody in the Muslim world of humanitarian concern for human beings. Not in our world of Islam. The second question that you raised was a no-fly zone. And what was under that? Oh, I see. Yeah. Well, when they were raining down bombs in Lebanon, Condoleezza Rice again, our government, let it happen. They knew they would dropping these kind of bombs. But what did they want? They wanted to appease Israel. They wanted Israel to knock out Hezbollah in southern Lebanon. But Brother Baghdadi, didn't they have to leave with their tail between their legs? Because with all their bombs they could not destroy the will of the Palestinian people and Hezbollah to fight back? Absolutely. America can't win these wars. It's over. You'll see. It's over. And if they kill that brother and his family like they did Saddam Hussein and his sons, those are chickens, as Brother Malcolm said, that will come back home to roost. Now look, you really don't know your government, and you don't know the American administrations. You just don't know. And I'm not belittling you. But this is corporate managed media that feed the American people the slop that they want you to eat. So they can tell in the stews that you produce from the food that they feed that they're getting their point over. Am I making it raw enough for you to understand? So I thank all of you for your presence, for your patience. And I pray that what we see going on in the world, that we will try our best to be prepared. You need to store some water in your homes. You need to store some food in your homes, groceries that will allow you to be in your homes for 2 to 3 weeks or 2 to 3 months. But when that great earthquake comes, it won't make any difference what you have in your pantry. It's very sad. And I hoped and prayed that I would not have to see that. But it is coming. And I pray that America will recognize that black folk are nothing for you to play with. You may think you can kill us, but you will only be ending up destroying yourself. So I thank all of you for listening. And I'm sure this will get to the government. That's who I really wanted it to get to. And they may do with it and with me whatever they choose. But God is the one in whom I put my trust. And I would advise you to do the same. Thank you for listening. Assalamu alaikum.